What's up, YouTube? It's NG and I'm back. Tonight I'm into the Essential phone. As I'm sure many of you know, Essential has closed its doors. The company has gone out of business. Mr. Andy Rubin, the founder of Essential, one of the co-founders of Android, last week put out a tweet. He said, I think it was him, on February 12th, saying that the company was going to shut down. Personally, I was really sad about this. I don't really like when tech companies or companies of any interest to me are forced to close down due to whatever the issues might be. And they have their plans on what they plan on doing for the future of whatever their segment might be. When they close down so abruptly, there's a lot of plans that are left on the table, things that will probably never come to fruition. But this here is not about that. This is about this guy, the Essential phone, and what was coming next. Now, the Essential phone was announced May 30th, 2017, and came out August 17th, 2017, at the sum of $700. By today's standards, that's not much when it comes to a flagship smartphone. And make no mistake, at the time, this was a flagship smartphone. In the US, it was only released on Sprint as a carrier, but you were able to buy it unlocked. They made many lofty promises that it wasn't able to follow up on, and that was one of the main issues. The software, when it was first released, was subpar. The camera was a point of much dissension. People weren't happy with it, and everyone did hope that it would have been the Android phone to get. But over time, Essential put out update after update after update, and if nothing else, that's what they were really good at. Companies today can learn from them. They never let their fans down. Those who bought the phone, they made sure to support this device in every aspect. Software updates, no problem. This phone was at the forefront for every single version of Google that was released since its release. If I remember correctly, this phone came out with Android 8, I think. And when the beta for 9 was released, this was one of the phones that was able to get the beta. When the beta for Android 10 released, same thing. This phone got updated before my Pixel. And the Pixel is the official phone for Android from Google themselves. And somehow Essential was able to push out the beta, and every subsequent update on the day or before the day the Pixel would get it. This device was the device that kept on giving. Now, truth be told, I did not use the device as often as I probably should have. Now, the new phone, the Essential Gem, would have been, I assume, set to release at some point this year. And I would just like to share with you some of the videos that they put out showcasing aspects of the phone when they announced that they were going to shut down. I guess they just want to let people know that they were hard at work trying to make a successor to the essential phone itself. And for what I've seen, it looked pretty good. I personally would have loved to get my hands on one of these essential gems, as they were called. Here it is. This phone is 3 years old and it has been fully updated to the latest build of Android 10. I mean, that's the last update it is going to get, but it's there. So whether it be Maps, Spotify, Mail, anything along those lines, this device was at the forefront. You could have bought a Pixel, or you could have bought this, and truth be told, I prefer this. I have my Pixel, and the best thing I can say about it, it's a fun phone with a great camera. But this phone just feels great. He does a great job with this. And it's a shame we won't get to see what they do with the essential gem. The camera on the essential phone was a area of much concern when it first came out. The camera was subpar. Truth be told, most people just felt it was bad. For the price they were asking, people expected this camera to be amazing, but the fact it wasn't at all. It was a very mediocre camera. Now, it did have the ability to take black and white photos, which is actually pretty cool. It really lent itself to a very noir style of photography, very classical. in the right conditions, a black and white picture looked great, as you can see. But with those little perks, it still wasn't enough to satisfy the masses. Eventually, it got itself a portrait mode and a bunch of little quirks that allowed the camera to, at the time, compete with other similar flagships.
So we've been working on a voice-only experience for GEM. And what voice-only means is what I can do with touch on my mobile device, I can do with voice, meaning I can control apps, functionality, settings, all with my voice. And how we've done that is we've added functionality to the fingerprint sensor. So the fingerprint sensor is used to unlock your device, but we've added capabilities such that I can designate a finger. So in this case, my thumb, to directly talk to my phone to execute commands on my behalf. So for example, send a message to Michael that I'm running 5 minutes late.
Message sent to Michael.
And we've rethought the entire voice experience such that when I send a communication or message, both the transcription and the audio file gets sent. So you get a visual voicemail experience. And as you notice, this experience was very fast and seamless with a push-to-talk mechanism that's also secure, authenticating my thumbprint to act on my behalf. Now, one thing that I can do is I can take a picture here, and I can actually tell the device to take the last picture and share it with a friend of mine on WhatsApp. And even though WhatsApp doesn't support all voice assistants, we have the ability to act and send commands on any app. Send the last photo to Michael on WhatsApp.
Image sent to Michael.
And so you can see here the image was received. And of course, you can do all the other commands that you normally would with any smart assistant. Where's my next meeting?
Your next meeting is at Starbucks, 376 University Avenue, Palo Alto, California 94301, USA.
Play the Rolling Stones.
Playing the Rolling Stones.
The gimmick with the original Essential phone was these modular attachments. It was supposed to have multiple of these. This one here is the 3D camera. First one of its kind, this small, attaches to the phone via these magnetic connectors. Those would power the device. It would connect via Bluetooth, and just like that, you had a 3D action camera for photography or video. The only other modular attachment that came out was the audio jack, the audio 3.5 jack that had the master MQ, master quality audio, pretty much allowing the phone to play those high fidelity audio files. No, there's no headphone jack on the device, but when you bought that mod, you got a headphone jack that would boost the sound quality. I never got to get one. It's sold out and was never restocked. Now the Essential phone really got its build quality right. titanium with a steel frame banding around the entire device. Till this day, this is one of the sexiest mobile devices I personally have laid eyes on. The Essential phone originally came in two colors, the white and the black. I have them both. I got one for myself and one for my son when the phone was first released. Eventually they released a aqua green and gold, which was probably the most beautiful mobile device, this color I had ever seen. They also released I think it was a black and gold and a gray, I think there was. It was also a very nice blue, if I remember correctly. Now the last three colors were somewhat rare. They released them. They were priced, I think, $100 higher than the original two, and didn't really come with any difference but that unique color scheme. They were hard to get, and if you did get one, you were very, very lucky. I was partial to the aqua green and gold, never got to get it. I am saddened. The Gem seems to have borrowed its color scheme from the latter devices, from the original PH1. There's greens and blues and yellows, and they all seem to have a type of color shift to the device. Again, it would have been nice to see how this thing looked. The Essential phone was a phone before its time. The build quality, the attention to detail, the support that the company gave were all attributes that companies today, including the big ones like Samsung and Apple, could really learn from. It's very sad to see them go, and I do hope that whatever the future holds for Andy Rubin and those who worked for Essential, I hope that they can continue to give back to the mobile industry the way they gave us the Essential phone PH1.